cool
skin.
skins, but you know, I didn't care about those. Oh, there was no transition there.
We gotta fix that. We gotta fix that. We're gonna fix that. Oh man, I gotta fix my collar. I gotta look formal for our podcast. Sorry, I meant our.
Nothing
Yeah,
says
podcast.
fun like a formal feel to a podcast.
Well, I gotta proper represent, man. It's Qatartainment.
Yeah.
You know?
Got to represent the nation.
Qatar.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Yeah, but he said gotta represent the nation.
Yeah.
Look what I'm wearing. Look what he's
Yeah,
wearing.
it's true.
Yeah, because you're already doing it.
Exactly.
So he wants to show that people are also dressed in regular stuff.
So before we start, guys, welcome back to Qatartainment. You got Aziz the Hobbit here, back from his...
I'm finally back, guys.
You better hope you learn your lesson, okay?
I have. Don't worry.
Okay, so I'm not mad at you. You gotta have fun with it. You gotta talk
Yeah.
right, you know? You gotta do what you do. So before we... And of course, I'm not gonna forget my best pal here, Geeky Amriki.
What up?
What up, man? All right, so before we start talking, I hope everybody's excited for the World Cup that's about to happen here in Qatar.
Honestly, I'm not
Really?
excited.
I
at
am
all.
so tired of World
Yeah.
Cup. I moved here in 2014, right? And no, actually 2014.
Yeah,
and
and
that's all I've heard or seen
Yeah,
for
and
what now? 8 years?
Yeah, 8 years.
When did I meet you? For the youth company,
A
right?
long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was for the youth company. Yeah, he worked
Yeah.
in the youth company before, and he contacted me for kendo.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, he contacted my sensei for kendo. So that's how we met, and then began the long journey of our friendship.
yeah.
Like I'm waiting for this era of World Cup to end.
You know what? I'd really like it to end so that I can afford food and rent and in someplace nice.
They actually
Yeah.
announced that 80% of people are going to be working from home.
Like
Yeah, because
during
they're
the World
they're
Cup.
closing
During the World
they're
Cup.
closing
Because of
everything
traffic.
down.
From
They're closing like, dude. I just got a tweet from somebody at work,
yeah,
or not a tweet, a WhatsApp. I mean, what's
Yeah.
the difference really? But whatever.
yeah,
From November 1st to like November 19th, they're closing.
December 19th. But yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's the thing. I don't know.
Oh yes, December 19th. But yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
In exceptions of military, health, and education, these are the only people who don't take who don't.
I can absolutely do my job from home.
I can do.
All
my
I'm
job.
doing is graphics and video stuff. I might have to go to the store sometimes to take some pictures or something.
Yeah.
I could totally do it from the house. You know what I mean?
See.
Yeah. And I want to do it like I want to study from my house because I don't want to I want to focus on my streams and this is gonna save me time.
This guy says study and then he says stream, and they're both same
Yeah.
sentences.
Because
Study.
his stream's gonna be how to do maths.
I saw one girl. She was
Whoa, what kind of stream are we talking?
Legos,
Hold on, bro.
no. She was doing Legos.
yeah.
She was. I think her name was Aisha.
I'm gonna stop you right there for a second. There is no such thing as Legos. There is only Lego. Singular and plural
Oh,
is
yeah.
Lego.
They're both the same
Oh,
word.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like-
my
It's
bad.
like Jedi. It's like
I used
Jedi.
to do it too. It's fine.
Wow.
It's like Jedi. You don't say Jedi. It's just Jedi.
Am I being corrected by this guy when it comes to Star Wars?
Yeah.
Have I fallen?
I'm a big fan of Star Wars. I love that franchise.
Fallen Order.
Dude, that game is amazing.
Did you at least see all the movies?
No.
And there, you can't call yourself a fan.
Solo was good.
Oh yeah, Solo was good. At least it explained what the parsec was.
Hmm.
So, if any of you are now, should we get into the topic? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, if any of you are wondering, what's our topic today? It's gonna be about toxic fandom.
Yes, because no one hates geek culture like geeks do.
Well, you know.
No one is better at making things worse for what we love than ourselves.
What do we think that makes geek culture bad? Like,
You
how
mean
are we?
the vocal minority? It's a vocal minority on Twitter and all these kind of places because now they have a platform. They have and I have it as well. I just don't get all crazy with it. Like a sense of ownership. Like it's something that you've loved for however long. Like his thing obviously is MCU. Because that's the thing he talks about the most and gets the most excited about.
Yeah.
So if something comes out about the MCU and maybe like like how some people got mad that what's his name was going to be the new Captain America.
Yeah, Falcon.
Right.
Falcon,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, instead of
Anthony Mackie.
instead of Bucky.
Yeah.
You
True,
know?
true.
And then some people were like, "Oh, that's cool," and others were like, "No, he's black." You know what I mean?
No, I wanted Bucky to be the next Captain America because he is a super soldier and like it's like
He becomes Captain America in the book.
He spent the most time with Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Well, but as Tim said, he did become Captain America in the comic books.
In the comics, yeah.
But you forget one important aspect about Endgame.
Yeah.
It changed everything.
True, and I don't
because you know they went back in time, all right. And what happened in Star Trek, same thing, all right. Now they could have done a remake about the original timeline, but instead they changed the timeline in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So everything that is known about Star Trek changed. You know, there were two Spocks. Two Spocks. Live long and prosper.
I mean, after part 4 or whatever.
And there isn't a part 4 yet, so.
Oh, you're talking about the new stuff. I didn't.
The remakes.
I didn't see the third of the remakes.
All right. So basically the remake is an alternative timeline.
Okay.
So that's how they're doing it. You know, anything that we know somehow is adapted from the comic books, the originals, but then gets
changed.
Gets changed if they add the whole idea of time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an easy way for writers to do other stuff like with. I don't want to. It's not season. What is it? Phase 4 of the MCU.
Yeah.
You know.
We're 6 now.
Is it? I don't know, man.
No, we're now in phase 5. We're gonna be heading into phase 6.
Is it phase 5? I thought it was still phase 4.
It's phase 5. If it's phase 5, then I think it's like when Daredevil comes out, it's gonna be phase 6.
Daredevil's gonna get his own movie now?
No,
a show. It's like they're calling it Daredevil Born Again. I feel like it's weird. Like they're calling the show.
Didn't you already have a show on Netflix?
Yeah, it's the same, but it's the same
continuation.
actor, everything.
It's a continuation.
Charlie Cox is coming back. So
Okay. He was the same. Was he the same guy that was on Spider-Man?
Yeah, he was.
The one that caught the
lawyer.
brick.
Yeah.
He's a very good lawyer.
But yeah, so now that we finished that tangent, basically what we want to talk about is how geek culture is the worst and the best at the same time, but mostly the worst when it comes to
cancel culture.
What?
When it comes to like cancel culture, like how people like cancel like actors and like it's like the fans on social media, like how they get mad.
Yeah, but that's not cancel culture. Cancel culture is somebody screwed up or made a mistake and now everyone wants them to like die. You know what I mean? Or lose their job, or they want to ruin their lives for some
I
thing.
think I know the perfect example. Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp didn't even do anything, but whatever.
Well, he didn't do anything, yes. But basically the whole idea of the whole trial, you know, him and Amber. Johnny Depp had the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
Yeah.
Amber was supposed to be an Aquaman.
Yeah.
Two franchises on the line because of those two thing, you know?
Yeah, but he ended up getting taken out of 2 franchises. She kept going, which is one of the reasons when I was watching The Stand, which was all right, every scene that she was in, I was annoyed. You know what I mean? Because I've been in relationships, or one relationship with a female who was abusive. And look at me. Like, I can smash somebody's head in. You know what I mean? But because
I gotta tell you, man, I love you, but I feel like you can break. You're gonna like get pissed off at me or break me, or you know, I get scared of you.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, you have that.
Meanwhile, I had a 5'0" woman who would hit and scratch and stuff like that, and issues. And I would sit there and take it because I'm a man and I can't do this or I can't do that. And then if you say something to people, they don't believe you anyway. So it can happen.
Well, it's the same thing for Middle Eastern culture. Oh yeah, I mean,
you mean like what?
Well, again, the whole thing in the abusive relationship thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of, we can't hit a woman, of course. It's the same thing for us. Yeah. But I think I think we're drifting a little off topic. But let's get back to it. So franchises were held on a line because of certain issues.
Yeah.
And I think also another time that a possible franchise was on the line was the third Spider-Man movie.
Which one?
No Way Home. Yeah, No Way Home.
When?
Why?
All right. Remember after the second movie came out, there was a whole spiel about Disney and Sony.
Which actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah.
Tom
Yeah,
Holland.
that was more of a contract thing, though.
Exactly. Again,
But that had nothing to do with the culture. That was two money-hungry corporations trying to. They're arguing over their profit. That was pretty much it. Which I understood where Sony was coming from. They weren't getting as much money and everything else. But at the same time, you know, there were some things on their end too that were fairly shady. And it took Tom Holland being vocal and calling meetings and all this other stuff to bring them back to the table. You know what I mean?
So he had nothing to do with.
No, he's the only reason it didn't go bad.
It didn't go bad.
Right.
All right.
He's the one who basically called a meeting and then talked to the heads of the studios and all this other stuff.
So he was able to affect the culture by calming them down, calming the studio down, calming the people down.
I mean, the fans were annoyed, but most of them were just like, Sony sucks, and did nothing about Marvel. Almost everyone was like, oh, Sony, Sony, Sony. It's kind of like the thing with Fortnite. When Epic went back on their deal with Apple. Again, everyone understood where they're coming from because Apple charges too much. Because, again, Apple is a greedy corporation.
Yeah.
But then Epic tried to weaponize their fans, and it worked. I don't know if you did it or not, but they said, like, hashtag save Fortnite and all these kids stuff. Save Fortnite, hashtag save Fortnite. When all it was them trying to make more money. They're already making, like, in those first 3 years of Fortnite, they made like $5 billion or something.
When it was on the App Store. Or
no, I mean just in general.
Yeah, in
You
general.
know what I mean? So then they're making even more money on the app and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay, some of the stuff they did affected change with policies and things, but it had nothing to do with save Fortnite, free, all this stuff. It was we want to make more money, and we're pissed off because we can't dictate our prices without
other
going through
platforms,
Apple. No, on the other platforms they could.
Only Apple. Apple's
Right.
yeah.
But again, Apple's a greedy ass corporation. I mean, it was founded on like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Wozniak never did it, but like Steve Jobs and Gates stealing from each other and stealing from other people. Like they stole stuff from Xerox, and then Gates took some of the ideas they were having about the operating system and went and made Windows and released it in Japan first. Like they stole from each other.
I mean,
You know?
it doesn't every company want to make money? So I get Epic Games like doing this whole movement. I mean, they just want to make more money. Every company is like that.
every company has to make money. I mean, if you look at it from one point of view, you got to put food on the table.
Yeah.
You know, because that company it doesn't pay your salary; it pays for everybody's salary.
Yeah.
And you gotta put that money into like invest. First of all, you gotta invest into it. When you invest into it, you know, people you're gonna get more money afterwards. You gotta look at it from the long run,
Yeah.
the picture. So that way, the people who work for you, they don't get affected. You know,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to cut because think of it this way: you've already developed the game. It's a good game. It's gonna continuously get more money in the long run because of microtransactions or or big transactions. All right. All those transactions come in, they pile with interest and everything like that. That's how you pay people's salaries.
Yeah.
All right. That's how you pay your people's salaries.
Yeah, but that's not even true either because look at like Take-Two and Activision and stuff, Bobby Kotick or whatever. They made so much money, right? And then he took home what, like a 15 or what was it, $25 million bonus or something, maybe something even more than that. It was obscene. And yet they laid off like 200 people. They made more profit in that year, which was only like 2 or 3 years ago, than they ever have before. And they still laid off 200 or 300 people with no notice. And then he still got his big baller bonus. You know what I mean?
Was this during the
Sexual assault thing.
No, it was before that. That was just another thing to add to the pile. You know what I mean?
another thing that's affected by culture? A couple of games actually they are changing based on legal problems.
Yeah.
You know, one time there was this game called Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
It was not the Yakuza
It's
7.
a Yakuza spin.
It's an indie game,
It's a-
right?
It's a Yakuza spin-off. All right. So in that one, the main villain, well, one of the main villains, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you remember that one?
Mhm.
All right. So he got charged with a drug thing.
Yeah.
All right. And what did they do? They changed the voice actor and they changed the graphics of the motion actor.
And did the graphics like help the game or ruin it?
No, basically they said,
Think of it this way.
Yeah.
Sorry. Think of it this way. So, you
Yeah.
committed a crime. You're a character in the game. You're a voice actor in the game.
Yeah.
They're both based on you. You committed a crime. Now to save face
Yeah.
on the game, what did the producers do? They changed you. They put me as a motion actor instead of you
Yeah.
in a new patch, and they put my voice instead of yours.
I mean, it's like I get where they're coming from. They want to
Yeah.
they don't want the
They
fans
want-
to see a
they-
criminal.
Exactly.
Yeah, but on the same point, people make mistakes with drugs, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's a game about gangsters, dude. You know what I mean?
Of course.
The-
I mean, without a doubt.
But it's Japan, and they're worried, like you said, saving face and honor and all that kind of stuff. Where in the U.S., that probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
They're not going to cancel a guy or a girl out of a game because they
Drug
got
abuse.
yeah, smoking weed or snorting coke or something.
It's
whatever.
about saving face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Putting
being-
a good image.
Exactly. Now they have the right to do that. The company has the right to do that in order to keep in touch with the culture. That's how the culture of Japan is like. You know, he knows it. He's lived among them for years.
Yeah.
I know it because I've been there so many times, and you know, I'm single QTR. All right.
And Tim, like before we started the stream, you were talking about like Falcon and how like people didn't want him to be the Captain America, the next Captain America, because
he explained that.
yeah,
Now, a lot of people got mad when they were even just talking about it. There was a very vocal minority who didn't want him to be Captain America because he was black. You know what I mean?
like
For
I
the
didn't
reason?
I
Yeah.
didn't want him to be Captain America not because he was black, but because I
Liar.
thought
You're such a racist.
like I thought that shield like belonged to Bucky instead of Sam.
Right,
Like-
go
like-
for the white guy.
No,
Because he's the winter
No, because he's the
soldier.
best friend. But yeah, I
No,
know
but
what
no,
you're
not
saying.
just because
I know,
of that.
I know,
Because
just
like
chopping his-
he's, I think like out of
busting his
everyone,
chops.
everyone in the MCU, he's the closest person to Steve Rogers when it comes to like power. Like he has a metal arm, and he's like he is a super soldier.
It's just an OP thing. I mean, it's just it's just an arm. I mean,
I like the fact that Falcon doesn't have powers.
Yeah.
He's like Batman now,
Yeah.
basically, without the money. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that Steve Rogers has powers? I mean, just because he has a
Yes.
super soldier serum, does that
Super strength.
Yeah.
He
Super
can
speed.
take all the
Yeah.
damage, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
If Falcon doesn't have his armor on and he gets punched by what's the other guy? The
Bucky.
the other Captain America, the dick one.
Yeah,
Secret Aid-
that's now a U.S. agent. I
Yeah.
forgot what's his name. Something Walker.
Yeah, Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah.
Who by the way is an amazing actor, but whatever.
Huh.
So if he punched Falcon as hard as he could,
Yeah.
now especially now that he's got the super serum or whatever, he could punch like through him, he would die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
So I like that he's gonna have to use his brains and work around things and that kind of. He's like the boys. You know what I mean?
But it's like I don't want Captain America to be like technological because Sam like he has his wings and they're made out of technology.
Well,
I want Captain America to be like I know like if Bucky would be Captain America he would have a metal arm which is like technology
Yeah, that's
based.
not really. It's not like shooting
it's a,
laser.
Yeah.
well, actually, it's a prosthetic, so
It's a prosthetic, yeah.
It's different than having
Like wings.
It doesn't give him it gives him an advantage, but he doesn't use it more for shooting. And
Yeah.
as we've seen from the Winter Soldier, he's more of a shooter than a puncher.
And he's also right-handed. Like sometimes like if you watch the show, he said that like I'm right-handed. Sometimes I forget that I have a metal arm. That's what he says.
But isn't his arm left-handed? Isn't he?
No, he's right-handed, which I thought he was left-handed, but it turns out he's right-handed.
Like most people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm left-handed. Well, I write with actually I'm ambidextrous, so
Yeah.
yeah. So you think that Bucky would make a better Winter Soldier because
A better Captain America.
because
Yeah.
he's just the best friend? I mean, story-wise, and going with Tim's point about the fact that he's black, the fact that Falcon is black. But honestly, because the fact that both of them are best friends, but Bucky has one major weak point.
Which is
The arm?
Not the arm.
the thing with his brain.
Yeah.
No, he got cured. He did get cured. Like if you watch the show, he's completely cured.
Well, all right. Then I'll have to watch
Some of the mind control thing?
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's done.
It's
Done.
done?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. They're doing something with the other guy, too, right? The older one? The one who
US
they
agent.
No, the first Black Captain America, the one that
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they had locked
they
up
did.
and stuff, but
Yeah.
they're going to do a show or something, right?
Yeah, I think they are doing something.
Yeah.
They're always doing a show. Can't they
Yeah.
just do a movie?
But
Well,
see-
some stories are better in a show.
yeah. 'Cause
Like,
it's
if-
longer.
Like, we'll veer off now to, like, The Lord of the Rings,
All
right?
right.
The Rings of Power, okay?
Okay.
If you try to make that into a 2-hour movie, it's going to suck,
True.
right? So the fact that it's like an 8-hour season and nothing has been slow or repetitive the whole time has been awesome. So I'm glad that that's a show.
But they took their time with the
Yeah,
project.
characters and everything else. Because if you remember in the Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, when they're going down that river and they pass through between those two giant statues of the guys,
Yeah.
two of the characters in the show are those dudes.
Huh.
They become the famous people in those statues.
Damn.
So I don't want to see a 2-hour thing that, these guys were so amazing and helped the world so much they made these giant statues. What are you going to show me in that time? You know what I mean?
You're probably right. And Lord of the Rings were one of the longest movies in movie history.
Yeah, especially the
extended
directors.
editions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like 3.5 hours long.
No, like the normal, they were like 3 or something normally, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
then if you watch the extended, some of them were even longer, up to like 5, I think, or
Oh
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Return of the King specifically,
Yeah, because it has like 8 endings.
Yeah.
it gives an ending for each character, which is good.
Yeah, we even see the mouth of Sauron, which we never saw in the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
You know the mouth of Sauron?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see that in a normal theater cut or normal cut.
Yeah.
You gotta see it in the extended edition. I didn't know it was there. When did I know the mouth of Sauron was? Before I saw the extended edition, it was in the video game. So we know that the video game is based on the extended edition.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm bringing up the Rings of Power is because when they announced it, everybody was pissed off because they said we're going to have like a multicultural cast.
Oh yeah.
To me, I don't care about that most of the time. There are some times where I'm like, no, the character like has been white or black or whatever for 50, 60, 70, 80 years since they came out. Now, there are times where they change it. I don't care. Like with Resident Evil when they made, what's his name? He plays like cops and lawyers and all this stuff every time. They made Wesker black. Didn't care. You know what I mean?
I remember Lingo, he talked a lot about how negative the show was.
The show sucked.
I remember there was being a musical. I liked the musical. I just didn't see how it fits into it.
What?
There was some sort of song done.
Oh yeah. I mean, no. For me, I got like halfway through. I still got to finish it because I always finish if I start something. But
Yeah.
it's like It's not even a prequel. It's like it's after.
A sequel.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They kind of. They only might make mentions of the stuff from before. But if this is after, why is Wesker alive now, etc. Whatever. So
Okay.
but it really didn't feel like a Resident Evil thing. But going back to what I was saying is. People got mad. You can't have black elves. You can't have Hispanic dwarves or whatever, right?
It's the same thing they're doing with. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing they're doing with House of Dragons.
Yeah.
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 Multicultural. I mean, I
Leaders,
didn't care.
yeah.
I didn't care honestly. I didn't care if they were black or white or Chinese.
I think they look super cool.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
mean,
dark skin with the white hair and the dreads.
dreadlocks. I mean,
To me, it looks dope.
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
speaking of color, like, have you guys seen the Batman movie?
Which one?
The Batman, the one that came out this year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the fact, like, I'm not racist, but I don't like the fact that Catwoman is black and the fact that Jim Gordon is also black.
The first Catwoman on screen was black, Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, but in the comics, she was originally white.
Yeah, but nobody had a problem with Eartha Kitt being Catwoman.
But it's like
Yeah.
like I want to know, like, did they make Catwoman and Jim Gordon black because of political reasons or what?
No,
Like, I feel like
it-
it is political.
No,
You want to go political?
How many times
you're
are they
gonna
gonna-
go down the rabbit hole and you're never gonna come out?
yeah. How many times are they going to make the characters look the same or whatever? I like Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, and anything that I can't think of his name right now.
Jim Gordon,
Not Jim Gordon, the
Jeffrey
actor.
Wright.
Everything that Jeffrey Wright does is amazing. Ever since Shaft.
Yeah.
When I saw Shaft, I swore that this dude was like Puerto Rican, and he's not.
Are we talking about the Netflix movie, the first one?
No, the first one, not the
With-
sequel with the son and all that kind
Oh,
of stuff.
the one with the
He
Richard
played people-
Roundtree.
No, dude, this Samuel Jackson one.
Oh, that's the second one.
No.
No,
That's the
you're-
first one. I saw that
No,
one.
no,
yeah.
no.
Okay, we're not talking about 1970 Shaft. We're talking about like the 1999 or
Then-
2000
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson.
Right. So there's that one, and then there was a sequel that Netflix made or bought or whatever, where he teams up with his son, which was okay.
And Dad.
Yeah, but it didn't have like the gangster feel that first one did. You know, you had Christian Bale playing a bad guy, you had Jeffrey Wright playing another cool bad guy. You know, and it's kind of like when I saw Leonardo DiCaprio in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I thought he was like a handicapped kid. I thought he was differently abled. And then I saw another movie later on, and I was like, oh, he's not actually, you know what I mean? Because he was so good in it. So with Jeffrey Wright, I thought he was like a Latino, you know, like that was his thing.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I saw, man, I think was like Syriana or something. I don't remember, but I was like, wow, okay. But anyway,
We got a bit of some comments here. It says, speaking of black actors, this is from Shield Man. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, trailer got released. He's asking if we saw it.
not yet.
It's a doozy, to be honest, but I prefer a character to maintain its
Identity,
characteristics. Do I mind new skin color? No. That's it. I just prefer the same color remains the same.
Is the new Black Panther white? I thought it was like this. I haven't seen it yet. I think it's going to be the sister, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
it's gonna be the
yeah.
sister.
Which everybody knew would happen anyway. But
I think it's like comparison to what Disney's been releasing lately, like from Ariel, the Little Mermaid. All they did was just release the trailer, and everybody's just
But they announced that like 6 years ago that the Ariel was going to be black and stuff. I don't care, man. Like, I guess if it's something that I was like a big fan of forever and that character was a certain way.
Going back to the point of like, let's say House of Dragons and Rings of Power, that's the point. I mean, there's no problem. Most of those characters originally in the books were probably white to begin with, or we didn't.
Yeah, because
we don't know.
it's an old white dude writing a book in
other
like
white
the
dudes.
between the 30s and the 50s or something like that.
Yeah.
He died in what 73, I think. So yeah.
Oh, he was talking about Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna write what you know. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna write a story, I'm not gonna write it from the perspective of an Arab dude because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
We've got a bunch of comments. I went to see Eskimo Catwoman for a change.
A what?
An Eskimo Catwoman.
Eskimo.
Eskimo.
What does Eskimo mean?
Eskimo is like Inuit. You know
They live in the snow.
the indigenous
Oh.
people in Alaska and the Arctic Circle and stuff.
Like look like the other like on Instagram like this is a long time ago.
Work killing
Like
gaming.
what do you have in the comments?
Don't you have a thing on your pad or something?
Oh yeah, I just opened. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, let me.
Like on Instagram, James Gunn said that we now we need a black Superman movie, but it's like I hated that comment. This is like 3 years ago. That like a black Superman movie is well deserved. Like when he said it, I got angry because
There's been like 7 Supermans. Like Steel was a Superman. Like after Superman got killed by Doomsday, they had like 5 or 6 new Superman comics come out. One of them was black. Shield or not Shield. What was the Shaq one? Shaq played him.
Shaq played him.
Yeah, he played the black Superman with the hammer and stuff. I just.
Oh, it was
Steel.
Steel, yeah.
yeah. And the animated movie.
Was there? No,
Yeah,
this was
Oh,
live
no.
action.
Oh no, there was there was one in the 90s. He played Steel, but it was all like technology and stuff.
Yeah.
No flying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
'Cause it's a
but
different
the
one.
one that flies is in the animated one. As you said, it's I think it's the Return of Superman.
Yeah, the Return
Yeah,
of.
there was two movies. It's a two-parter: The Death of Superman and The Return of Superman.
No, I think the second one is called the Rise of the Superman.
Anyway, whatever.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, yeah. It's when he comes back, Superman. Another guy comes back as cyborg Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, like, if it makes sense to the story, I wouldn't care. Like, I could see it like Michael B. Jordan doing a Superman.
But
You
it's
know
like
what I mean?
I didn't like that comment because it's like you it's like I don't want to see a new Superman, someone else's face, until we get through with the main Superman, which is
Yeah, I
Henry
get that,
Cavill.
right.
Like I want to see the sequel.
Finish
of
his arc
yeah.
and then go to the next one.
Yeah, like I don't want to it's like so we're gonna make a black Superman because
Just
like,
because.
just-
Right. Don't do it
yeah.
just because. Do
Yeah.
it for a reason.
For a reason, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Fine. But for me, like, going back to the Rings of Power, right? They had to actually cut off user reviews because people were review bombing it because of a couple of black characters. And then on top of that, they were saying all of the male characters are horrible and they only make the female characters look heroic, which wasn't true either. Like, people are super toxic on both
Yeah.
sides of the aisle now, whether it's the right or the left. You know what I mean?
Like it depends on someone's perspective. I think it's like their perspective is ruining their enjoyment of the show.
Yeah, but if their perspective is stupid, then they're just running their mouth.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that it's like these are just people that just like causing problems.
Yeah, of course. They're drama, which is
Yeah.
why, like, I have or currently run different social media accounts. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many times where I'm not just let them do it and then talk to them. No. If you're being a jerk, I'm just going to block and delete. I don't care. And you
be
can
neutral?
tell.
Can you be neutral on social media is the question, especially when it comes to geek culture. That's lately becoming.
I mean, you can be a voice of reason
yeah.
and common sense.
you can, yeah.
Don't do it because social.
Oh, he said, don't do it because don't do it because social activity like
Yeah, Twitter. Don't do it to make
yeah,
Twitter happy.
like BLM.
What
Black
is-
Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, yeah.
Or some people writes thing. Do it if it's needed for the arc.
Story arc.
Oh, the story arc. Then it should be ARC, not ARK. It sounds like the actual arc.
Mm.
All right.
Like, look, if you want to make for example, someone for example, Batman Black, do it because you want to and not because you're trying to serve politics. Like, not
Well,
because.
to go with that point.
Yeah.
They have a gay Muslim Batman.
I didn't even know that was even possible.
It's like French.
Yeah.
Batman, like there's a bunch of different younger Batmans that he went around and trained or something. And I think one of them was like a gay Muslim dude or something. You know.
Look, in my head, Batman should always be white, and he should always be smart, and his name should always be Bruce Wayne, like in every universe, not just
Okay.
the main one, in every universe.
So here's the thing, right? I really like audio dramas.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Probably
Like-
not, because you're like 12. All right. So what an audio drama is, it's basically a TV show or a movie without the video.
Yeah.
Back in
Yeah.
the day, before people had TVs, they would sit around the radio, and there would be like a whole studio of actors and musicians and Foley artists.
Yeah.
And they would act out like a whole show
Yeah.
or a movie, like War of the Worlds, which scared everybody and caused a panic. That was an audio drama.
So these are like audibles, kind of like audibles.
Hear this.
Yeah.
What's this? What could that be?
What do you mean?
What could it be? That sound. If you
Sound.
didn't see it, what could it be?
Like someone stomping.
Exactly. It could be even someone falling.
Yeah, anything. It could be anything. That's true.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Right. So right now there is a really good Batman audio drama.
Yeah.
They've done the first season, and in that one, almost everybody is black.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is black. He's not even rich, at least in the beginning. It does this big twist, which is really cool. But in the beginning, the first 2 episodes, he's actually played by the big dude from Black Panther and Us.
Yeah. I know who you're
Right,
talking about.
so
I
he
forgot,
plays
yeah.
him, right? But he's a medical examiner.
Yeah.
He's a coroner. who investigates like bodies, and like he has this uncanny knack for like seeing what the killer saw and what the victim and all this kind of stuff. And that's the first couple episodes. So I was like, Bruce Wayne is a coroner? What? But then, you know, a bunch of things happen because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's called like Batman Unmasked or something like that. So in that one, it worked for the story and it was really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I didn't mind it. And then the Riddler is, what's the funny Muslim guy? He had a show on Netflix for a while.
Rami Malek?
No.
He said he's Muslim.
He's Indian or Pakistani or something.
The guy that
Aziz
was in
Ansari.
Venom 1.
No, not
The
him.
guy that was in Venom 1. Riz Ahmed?
No.
We got a comment from Shield Man. He said, "Was that Muslim Batman backed by Netflix?"
No, this is a comic. It's
Well,
in
yeah,
a comic.
I know.
Yeah, I know what
comics.
he's saying because Netflix has a thing where they like to reach their quota with like one character in a show. It's always the black character who is gay or lesbian.
Of course.
They can't have a variety and make it make sense to the story. Like what was that, Shadow and Bone or something like that, which is actually a really good show.
Yeah.
The coolest character, the gunslinger guy, is black and he's gay. And then Sex Education, funniest character, black and gay. You know what I mean? Like they do that over and over. It's like a Netflix thing for some reason. Like, you know what? They can be like one or the other. They don't have to be both every single time.
I think they're doing that to like because of political reasons, not because they
obviously.
want to. Yeah.
So, no, it's not just that. Even Amazon they now have a quota.
Which
They put
is-
out like a checklist, and it said every production has to have this many like minorities in the writing room and in the editing and directing, like all this different stuff and acting and everything
So
else.
in every team of the staff, not just the act, not just the
Everything.
cast.
Everything. So I understand like there definitely needs to be more diversity, especially with directing and stuff like that. More female, more minorities and stuff. But they also have to be like good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, but I don't think there should be like an actual checklist. You know?
Yeah.
And they released it. They made it public.
Well, think of it this way, bro. You're a number now. You're a number to these people.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just a name and a number to them. You're not gonna matter.
You're just a cog in the machine for them to make more money. And they feel like if we look more woke, then more people will be happy, and then they'll watch the show and they'll make money and da da da.
That's one of the reasons what makes fandom a little bit more toxic. It's hard for us to actually enjoy something without wondering, is there going to be an agenda behind it?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a valid point.
All right, work-life gaming said it has to be based on competence, not a quota.
Right, exactly.
All right, so that quota thing on Amazon, what do you think is?
No, it was
agree with
completely, it was virtual signaling, man. Like, look at what we're doing. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people, like I said, they stopped reviews for the Rings of Power.
Okay.
And these people were like reviewing it badly before it even came out. It's awesome, dude. I don't mind that one of the main characters is a black elf because he's a good character. He kicks ass. And then there's a dwarf who's like one of the wives. She's funny, so I don't care. If they're acting well and it suits the characters, so what, man? People even got mad like because Galadriel. Oh, Galadriel seems really angry. Why is the main female angry? Dude, she's like the head of the military. She's supposed to be like the most badass.
How can they actually even say that when they have seen Galadriel as the dark one, in the movies and in The Hobbit?
Right.
I mean, you are literally contradicting the point that you're trying to make.
Because they want to suit their agenda, bro.
There you go.
I mean, I guess.
Have you seen The Hobbit?
Yeah, I have.
Have you seen The Lord of the Rings?
No.
All
I've
right.
seen some of it, but not all of it.
All right.
Fired.
Why do I have him here?
Yeah.
All right. Remember in the scene where Galadriel turned dark?
I forgot who
With,
Galadriel is.
with Frodo, with the ring or whatever.
Yeah, that one is in Lord of the Rings. But
Yeah.
I'm telling him about The Hobbit because
Yeah.
it happened there too.
Which one was this? Which
She was
movie?
protecting Gandalf.
The
Gandalf.
first one, I only saw.
No,
Oh, the lady, the elf.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
her, Galadriel.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Yeah, I thought that guy was a man.
Talking about Catwoman.
I thought.
You thought that guy was a man.
I thought you Galadriel was a man,
lady.
not a
Oh God.
It's fine, guys, it's fine.
You're an insult to geeks.
I really can't blame review bombing. It's just viewers expressing
How they
fatigue
feel.
and disappointment with the industry. Yeah, dude, I get that, but you
Yeah,
can't do it before the show comes out.
People are fed up.
I put out a thing on Instagram
Yeah.
where they said a bunch of stuff about the minorities and stuff in the show. They really wanted to,
that.
right? They really wanted to do it for this reason and that reason. I was like, I'm not going to say anything about what the show is going to be like, but at least do it for the right reasons. If that actor fits the character, you know, like Lance Reddick, I think his name is, right? The guy from like The Wire and Horizon Zero Dawn. He's in Lance Reddick or whatever. He's in a million things.
Suits. I think he was in Suits too, right?
No. What's the shoot you up Keanu movie? John Wick.
John Wick.
He's the hotel concierge.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Right. He was great as
You
Wesley.
watch Suits? Sorry.
I watched
He
Suits,
watches
but
the
not-
Arab version.
I
What?
watched Suits.
He
but-
watches the Arab version on
You love the
OSN.
Arab version
Is
or
there,
the
is there an Arab version?
Egyptian actually?
Really? What's it called?
Suits.
Zoots.
It's also called Suits.
Suits. Oh.
Literally, copy paste.
And is it in
The
Egypt?
exact-
Is it in Egypt?
It's based in Egypt. It was literally copy paste. Same idea of the
Yeah.
photographic memory, everything.
Is it like The Office, but you know how there's like The
Yeah,
Office
Indian-
American, there's an American version and a British version?
Yeah, but the American version is different. They
Yeah.
went different on purpose. They did the first couple episodes like the British one, and they were like, "Screw this, let's do our own thing."
Yeah.
And then it blew up. But there's an Indian office now.
Really, it's
Yeah,
still,
and it's blowing up.
Everybody's gonna have a version of something.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't exactly think that you don't own the rights to make your own version of something else. You know, so let's think of it this way. I mean, Suits,
Yeah.
or what else other kind of TV show has other versions of itself?
Every British show gets remade in a lot of places. All the comedies and stuff. Sometimes it works out well, like The Office,
Yeah.
or, and I don't do like, oh, I like the British one better. I like them both, because you can't do better than Ricky Gervais as David Brent.
Yeah.
So Michael Scott was a completely different character,
Yeah.
which worked. You know what I mean? At first they were doing like a David Brent clone, and it didn't work. But when they let Steve Carell be himself,
It worked.
right? Because
Yeah.
they saw the 40-year-old virgin, the writers, and they were like, man, this guy can do all this stuff. We need to change it up. You know, and it made the show way better, at least until the last couple seasons when they
Yeah.
were messing around. But
Oh,
even
well.
then, it was still okay. But
Maybe they were running out of jokes.
no, it's because he left the show,
Yeah.
and they were bringing in other people, and
Like, look, someone told me that like Steve Carell left not because it's because they didn't someone else came in, like a new producer or something like that, and he didn't like renew his contract. Is that true? Like that's what I heard.
I don't know. I never looked it up, because a lot of times, like, you'll see a show and be like, why did the character leave, or why did they kill the character? Like on Fear the Walking Dead,
Yeah.
a lot of really good characters got killed off kind of quickly, like after the first or second season, and I was sitting there like, why would they kill that person off so fast? And it was because that person had to leave to go do like a really big movie
Yeah.
or something like that. You know?
It's like I hate that when that
I
happens.
remember, I
Like
remember something
Yeah.
like that for a certain actor or actress. Which it was a for a very popular movie. Don't remember.
was it like a superhero movie,
I think so. It was definitely a comic book movie.
a DC movie or an MCU movie?
Again, not sure. It was one of both. One of it.
I think you might be thinking of the Harry Potter, the sequels, the Fantastic Beasts
Yeah,
and
fantastic.
stuff.
Maybe that's
No,
what
not
you-
Fantastic
no.
Beasts. But we are getting some good comments actually. If they really want to do this for back to our agenda thing, hire a person of color to create a compelling character with a well-crafted story. Stop redesigning these characters to push agenda. Back again to the Rings of Power and the
The politics thing.
politics thing.
Yeah.
They're even doing it a lot, especially if we've seen the latest episode of what's the House of Dragon.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I haven't.
Yeah.
Then, oh, you have?
Yeah.
All right, then you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it for this kid. I'm saying kid because
Stop making every black superhero electric. Every black
Yeah.
superhero does electricity except for like Luke Cage. Think about it. You know what I mean?
As in
Oh,
who? Like
yeah.
yeah, we've seen Black Lightning. We've seen
Even
Electro.
Miles Morales, dude, he does electricity.
Yeah,
you
that's-
know what I
yeah,
mean?
he does.
Yeah.
I just
that
noticed,
honestly
oh.
makes no sense. How can a suit like that make electricity?
No,
No,
I
it's
have-
not
his
the
suit,
suit,
it's
bro.
his
He got
powers.
yeah, the spider had all.
A spider has
Yeah.
electricity.
But it's
It
not
was
the
like
same
the-
spider.
the-
It's a different one.
It was the
Then how-
different.
then
It was
how-
like eels and other things.
Yeah.
Then how come Peter didn't get radiation?
Because his
It's a
What?
different spider. It's a different spider.
radioactive spider.
yeah, but it wasn't that type of radiation or whatever. It wasn't like gamma. He wasn't
Yeah.
the Hulk. You know what I mean?
Well, imagine that a Hulk and a.
But it's like with Spider-Man. Like I always want Spider-Man to be white, has brown hair, and it's like and his name should always be Peter Parker. Like I'm
No,
not like
because Miles Morales is awesome.
like no. honestly, I don't like Miles Morales at all.
Have
Like
you-
I
You don't like
All right,
anything.
all right.
You don't like anything ever.
Listen to the grown-ups. You said you saw the original Spider-Man from the 90s, the animated series.
Yeah.
Right. Did you know there were multiple Spider-Men?
in that show. In that show, you mean?
How many episodes did you watch?
I watched everything, all of it.
Then you should know there were multiple Spider-Men.
Yeah, but none of them were black. All of them were white, and all of them like.
The idea of multiple dimensions comes to the fact that there might be a black Spider-Man. They even made that out in No Way Home.
Yeah.
When Jamie Foxx was
Yeah.
talking to Andrew Garfield.
You mean yeah? But I don't like the fact that he said like there has to be a black Spider-Man. It's like
Yeah, there has to be
Like,
somewhere else in one of the alternate realities or whatever.
no, but I want to know why did Jamie Foxx say that? I feel like it's
They're
like
hinting-
Because he's
they're kinda
the
hinting at
he
that.
was the one like the one black dude in the movie, so he was saying, "Why am I the only black person in this whole thing?"
yeah.
And I'm the villain. There's got to be a black Spider-Man somewhere,
Oh,
which
yeah.
there is. There's Miles Morales. There's and he's Latino, but there's also another one that's straight Latino. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like all the future one. What's that one? I never watched the show, but
Spider-Man 2099?
I guess isn't
Oh,
he
yeah.
Latino?
I don't know. I've never seen his face.
Let me see.
Isn't he like related to Peter Parker?
Nope.
Too much graffiti
Wait.
creating sparks for my boy.
Like in my head, Spider-Man should always be white. His name should always be Peter Parker.
That is racist.
No, I'm not. Like I
Peter
expect-
Parker should be Peter Parker, but
Where?
you can have another character like Miles Morales, who is
Yep.
also Spider-Man, because like they say in Spider-Verse, anybody can wear the mask. You know what I mean?
But it's like
Miguel
yeah.
O'Hara.
What?
That's Spider-Man 2099.
What's his
Okay.
name?
Miguel O'Hara.
Right. So he's Latino.
But it's like I know anyone can be anyone. But it's like if you like it's like if you got it right the first time, why change? Why change the thing?
Because you want to see some variety. I don't want to see Peter Parker every single time because I know Peter Parker's shtick. He's got good luck, then he has bad luck. He has Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the same thing.
And then
But now you have
and also Felicia Hardy, who was
Black Cat, yeah. But it's
Yeah.
like, do you want to see variety or do you just want to see like a good story, a good movie, for example? Like,
Okay. Do you not want to see Arab superheroes?
no,
It's
no,
hard,
not
bro.
no. It's not. It's not that.
It's how the media is putting us out. You know. All right.
You guys are the best supervillains.
Before we move on, look.
He's
sorry,
right.
Sorry
He's
for
right.
interrupting you,
He's
but it's
right.
like it's not that like I don't want to see Arab superheroes, but it's
You
like
keep going ahead of the mic, bro.
oh, I don't want to see an Arab version of a superhero just because of like an agenda.
Now, I'm not saying an Arab version of the superhero.
Yeah,
A different superhero that's an Arab.
Yeah,
like
that's
Miss
okay.
Marvel.
yeah, that's fine.
I mean, she's not Arab, she's Muslim.
She's
like
Pakistani.
Pakistani, it's like and
Right.
she's half Indian too,
All right.
like something
In
like
all
that.
honesty, the Arab industry has done more about dramas and comedies, while the Egyptians have and
Done
this for-
superhero things.
No, yeah, they've done all the genres.
Yeah.
Because they've had movies longer than we had.
Yeah,
That's
they're
the
like
movie
the
history.
Hollywood over here, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, for us, the Middle Easterners, we've conquered more or less
Oil.
You know, I mean the truth.
drama,
Yeah.
Okay.
Gulf drama.
Yeah, let's like yeah. I feel like
You guys
Arab-
make the best
like,
Ramadan shows.
Arabic,
Exactly.
look, Arabic.
The amount of hours people sit to
Oh, yeah.
watch those shows in Ramadan.
Right, but I want. Okay, what's his name? Moon Knight. He's Arab, right? Isn't he like Arab and British or something?
I think yeah, he's like mixed. I think.
Yeah. I want to see some like on The Boys. Who was the first supervillain? friggin' Arab.
Yeah, that's true.
What do they call him? Like,
Naqib.
Naqib.
That,
Oh
which
my
actually
God.
that's not a name. That's actually like
It's captain.
a military. Yeah, a
It's
military
captain.
title.
Yeah.
In Arabic, and also the accent. The way I heard it looked like Lebanese.
okay, and then there was a show. I can't remember. It was
Was that superhero show?
no. This show was like about a guy. His father is a dictator. All right, and he's dying. So the son, whose name is Bassam, goes to the country, which is a fake country called like whatever Stan, because you know how they always do that, you know.
Of course.
But the guy who played this character
Yeah.
is a white dude with blue eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, great actor, and he did all right in the show. But dude, just make the main character an Arab,
Yeah.
and everybody else in the family and in the cast were Arabs.
Yeah.
You know,
He
like
was like
like his brother was the guy from the Kingdom. Remember with Jamie Foxx and Patrick Bateman,
Keep talking.
where the explosion happened at the compound in Saudi Arabia, and then they came over to investigate the bombing.
I didn't watch that then.
didn't
I
watch
know
it.
you
Yeah.
didn't. I know you didn't. 'Cause
I
it's
was-
older
There's
than 10 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a really good actor in that movie where he teams up with them. He's supposed to be the guy who brings them around and don't let them see this, don't let them see this, don't tell them this. But he ends up like helping them. Anyway, he plays his brother in the show, and then his wife is an Arab. So when I was watching that, again, I liked it. It was okay, but I was like, why wouldn't you just make the main character Arab? You know what I mean? And I'm not one of those like, if they're a gay character, they need to be gay. Like, it's acting, dude. Like, whatever they are, if they can act a character like my left foot.
Case in point, Batwoman. Batwoman.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
has to be in the LGBTQT because the Batwoman is.
Yeah.
Right.
lesbian.
And then Ruby Rose, who was the first one who played her,
Yeah.
she's bi. And they
Okay.
still got mad because she wasn't full on lesbian. Like a lot of people in the community, the LGBT community, were upset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even she was like, dude, give me a break. You know what I mean? Like, I understand representation. It's very important.
Of course.
Because I want...
And to answer that, if there are to be Arab superheroes, all right, this is from Shield Man Age, unless the director, the writer, and more than 50% of the team are Arabs, it should not be done.
Look at this quota guy over here.
look. Should, like
This is what it means for the quota, you know.
Right. I understand what he's saying. Writers, because you can't write about a Muslim if you don't know Islam.
yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean?
True. Yeah.
This reminds me of a funny thing that happened in an anime called the Gundam Build Divers.
Yeah.
You know? One of the I'm getting believe me, it's to the point. One of the robots is called Shahrazad.
Yeah.
You ever heard of 1000?
Arabian Nights? or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah, the one who tells the story is Shahrazad, and the name of the attack is Alf Layla wa Layla. The name of the attack is Alf Layla wa Layla.
Yeah.
You know how
Wow.
you know how they say it?
How?
Alf Layla wa Layla. So cringy. You're actually one of the characters that was introduced in the anime was an Arab,
Right.
right? And it was in the desert.
With camel, he's probably like sitting next to camels under a palm tree or something like that. Or even Fast and Furious.
Well, they're
First thing
doing,
you see is camels. But anyway.
Yeah.
they're doing it in a VR world. Then and that there was.
You guys have VR over here? I thought you were like all just in the desert and stuff, like they show on the news and everything.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know you had technology like that.
Yeah, it's like in movies and shows that they always like show like Arab countries as like they're like in the middle of nowhere. It's like
Yeah.
they're not technologically advanced.
And if they are, they're like corrupt,
Yeah.
or they're part of like a sleeper
Let's
cell.
not get to the propaganda, and honestly, it will take us down that rabbit hole.
But that's, you know, again, but that kind of thing is what skews, especially what Western audiences think, or what they see and everything else.
Yeah.
There's Muhammad Abdu in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay, that's
Really?
why I never watched that.
Me too. I think isn't that a movie?
At least the attack wasn't like Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But look, I don't care whoever takes on like a Arab TV show or a TV show that's like very Arab,
Yeah.
but I want that person to like not be like racist or like make like Arabs look bad because he is racist. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, they're not. That's not going to happen these days.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
they're not. They're more culturally sensitive.
Yeah.
These days.
sometimes a little too sensitive.
Yeah.
But whatever.
They're gonna shove down everything down your throat.
Yeah.
But take it this way. When they were doing one of the first examples is in Indiana Jones movie. All right, Indiana just pulls a gun and shoots the guy because he's a villainous Arab.
Yeah.
All right, and the Arab, all he does was just swing the sword around.
Well, that's not actually why that happened. You know that, right?
Well, I know that's not why.
Why did it happen?
Well, I don't remember.
Exactly. So what happened? The reason that was supposed to be a big baller, cool fight,
Yes.
but Harrison Ford had food poisoning,
Oh.
and he was crapping his brains out,
Yeah.
and he was sick, and he couldn't do it. So they were like, "Should we wait to do the scene or whatever?" And he was like, "Why don't I just pull the gun and shoot him?" Boom.
And that
You know
was
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when he felt better, they did that big fight scene with the big muscle guy with the airplane and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like in The Boys too. Like Homelander didn't want a Muslim superhero, like because like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like the
the girl,
job
yeah,
girl, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Why would
just because she was Muslim,
yeah.
it's like
Although her costume was pretty cheese looking. Like, okay, it's cool that she had a hijab and there was a Muslim superhero or superheroine. Don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But the rest of the costume, I was like, oh, it's not very cool looking.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
everybody
yeah,
gets these
it's
cool
true.
costumes and they're like, you know what? No one's going to notice it. They'll just look at her hijab. You know what I mean?
Well, of course, it's meant to. Well, it's the primary reason is to cover up, but yeah, whatever. I mean, the main reason is basically to cover up the hijab, to
Yeah.
cover up the face.
yeah. You mean
But
the hair?
The hair.
Yeah.
The hair. The main reason is to cover up the hair, but honestly, I don't get it. Do you think that Homelander's becoming too political? Like
Kind of.
Dude,
He is.
that's the point of Homelander.
to become political?
He's the personification of what America thinks and feels. I mean, his whole outfit is symbolism
Yeah.
of America,
America,
the
that's-
flags and
Oh,
the
the
falcons,
flag
the
and the
eagles, or
K.
whatever,
Oh,
and
yeah. Shieldman said the rest of the costume was disrespectful.
well, yeah, because she looked like a hijabi, right, instead of a hijabi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Kuwait, like one thing I always got a kick out of in Kuwait was you had hijabi and hojabi. You'd have the girl wearing the hijab, but then everything was like skin tight and stuff, and I was like, what is the point? You know what I mean?
Man.
So they did that. Not that I don't care what people wear. If you want to wear tight pants with your hijab, I don't care. I don't care at
Your
all.
life, your choice.
Right, exactly. But that's what they did in the show. They're like, oh, we'll put a hijab on her, but then everything's gonna be like skin tight. You know? I mean, you can't have her going around in like frumpy loose stuff. She's not gonna be like flying around in a burqa or whatever. You know, you're not gonna see her movements when she's fighting. You know what
Look,
I mean?
I'm cool with Homelander being racist because he's the personification of America.
He's the right wing, dude.
And that's fine. That's an exception. But it's like some other shows. It's like what show? Like, for example, what show? What?
It says something about Las Vegas. In
Head from Mecca, rest from Las Vegas.
what am I getting here? He said head from in movies.
Head
most-
from
most
Mecca,
ones-
rest from Las Vegas.
Okay, look, guys. Let's. I don't know if you watch She-Hulk or not, but like in She-Hulk, it's like She-Hulk herself tells
Sure.
Bruce Banner
Yeah.
that Bruce Banner tells her like it's like there's something different about your blood, and
Yeah.
then he's like, you're saying I'm better than you, and then he said no, you're different, your blood is different. But it's like when she said I'm better than you, it made it sound like she said that because like of political reasons and like about like the women's right thing.
Well,
You know, like it's like
They are a little
they
bit.
gave her
Yeah.
a script.
yeah.
They gave her a script. Whether if it's an agenda or anything like that, that's up to the viewer. If they analyze every single little thing that the actor is saying, then you're just gonna watch the exact same scene over and over and over again, and not even enjoy the show.
I mean, I didn't watch it yet anyway because I always wait till all the episodes come
Yeah.
out because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
But they have her doing like women's empowerment stuff, but then in the next scene they have her twerking with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You know
at
what I
all.
mean?
I
Like,
hated that
make
so
your
much.
mind
it was
up.
funny just for me.
I'm sure it was funny, and I don't care. Like, again, the tone from what I've seen is a funny show.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
is.
so I don't mind.
It
But
is.
if they're like, as long as the tone is even and it makes sense to the story, then do whatever.
I mean, I didn't like that because like it's like you got too sexual. Like I wanted like
How was that sexual? They
It
had
wasn't
all their
sexual,
clothes
it was
on
just
and everything.
dancing, dude. It
no,
was
I
just
know,
dancing.
no, but dude,
I
come
felt
on,
like
that
I
action,
didn't like. It made me want to get a stick and beat them.
Dude, I didn't like it at all. I feel like they crossed the line, like
Wait, how?
like
How did it cross the line?
because like I mean
It
yeah they
became
were
it became a meme.
yeah they were wearing clothes, but still like twerking is a sexual thing.
No,
It's very sexual.
Not anymore.
Not
okay.
really.
When it started,
Yeah.
it started in America. It started in the strip clubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enrique
And it was
explains
called pee-popping, and P
Yeah.
is short for a different word. Okay, it
Yeah.
was called pee-popping. So then, when they made it into twerking, and all these people were doing it, like me and my friends in the fire stations
Yeah.
and stuff, because firefighters, including the women, go to all kinds of places and do all kinds of stuff. We were just looking around like they're all dancing like strippers.
Yeah.
You know, and then they started doing like fitness classes with the pole. They're not trying to be strippers. They're doing like all this crazy fitness and core stuff and everything else. So they've taken something that was like very sexual and turned it into something else. But the origins are sexual. Same time, like, okay, you've seen like a lot of like rappers and even white dudes and stuff like that or whatever. They're sagging their pants and stuff,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of people, oh, it's cool, I'm gonna sag my pants and all that kind of stuff. The reason that started, do you know the actual reason
No.
it started?
Why?
Because when men were in prison and they were the smaller guys and they were somebody's little bee and they had to hold their
Yeah, yeah.
pocket. I know what to do. I know how to go around it, bro.
Yeah.
Relax.
Prison Break.
Yeah, like Prison Break, like
Right.
Fleabag.
Hold my pocket. Right.
Yeah.
How could this guy watch Prison Break and either surprise me or I want to choke myself?
So, but anyway,
Go ahead.
they would make their butt boys, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
them, they would make them wear big baggy clothes so they could just go shoop and get right up in there. And then these guys would leave the prisons and they'd
Yeah.
be used to wearing baggy clothes. And then that's how, in the public, they started sagging their pants and stuff.
Yeah.
So every time I see somebody sagging their pants, I'm like, I wonder who's going to hit it. You know what I mean?
Dude. Oh.
But
back
anyways,
to-
how much like are we like how much time do we have?
We have like another 5 minutes.
All right, so let's go back to one of Shieldman's comments. Man, he is really fired up today. He said, "Let's not forget that She-Hulk is egotistical to the core, so these dialogues are to be expected. People mix that people mix that's so bad with reggae dancing.
Dance hall, you mean?
I think
Dance hall.
Yeah.
It's called dance hall. Reggae dancing is called dance hall.
all right, so I think how you saw the dancing basically.
Yeah.
But no, twerking started in strip clubs and stuff.
All right.
Dance hall is its own thing. And yes, if you look at actual dance hall in like Jamaica, dude, it's so sexual. Like they're aggressive with it and they're jumping on each other and like banging their butts in their faces, like all kinds of stuff, dude. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a documentary on Netflix about different dances and dancers all over the world, and they do one about dance hall, and just watch it.
Yeah.
And you'll see what like actual dance hall is like in Jamaica. Now it's not all, but there are certain kinds. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like how there's different types of rap, different types of rock, or whatever.
True.
If I go to like a Dave Matthews show, I'm not going to jump into a mosh pit. But if I go to like Metallica, Slayer, or whatever, there's going to be a mosh pit. You know what I'm saying? So even like dance hall in Jamaica, there's different ones. You know, there's in Brazil, they have clubs where all people do is like slam dance and beat the hell out of each other. But then you can go right down the street, and also in Brazil, you know, they just have like a nice club where you can tango or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's diversity.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. All right, so we've got about I don't know 4 minutes left.
So what else? So we talk about gender, racial
Basically-
we really
Yeah.
covered that a lot.
Yeah.
Right. There was a lot of other stuff, but basically it comes down to, you know, you've got all of these geeks like us.
Yeah.
Not like us. Well, maybe him, but
Yeah.
not you or I. We're older and we don't feel like
We know better.
we don't feel so many things. Like he's all about feel. I feel like this. I feel like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta think before you feel.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's-
or
yeah, but you're young.
talk,
He's
yeah,
younger,
talk.
so that's where he's at right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying all young people do that, whatever, but it is what it is, right?
Mhm.
But when every single time they've ever announced who's going to play the Joker, who's going to play Batman, all the way back to Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, everybody gets mad. oh, they're not going to be good. They're not going to be good. When they announced Ben Affleck, oh, he's not going to be good. When they announced Robert Pattinson, oh, he's going to suck. And they announced Joaquin Phoenix, oh, it's going to be trash. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's okay to get, like to tell your opinion, but it's like
But
don't overdo it.
But don't tweet
Yeah.
the person saying you're going to suck as Batman. And don't, like, with The Last of Us 2, okay? You have Abby.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
The Last of Us 2 is amazing. So, anyway. So you have Abby,
Yeah.
who was the character who played a round of golf with Joel. Okay? Joel, great character, and I love him. He's a horrible person. He's great with Ellie. But before that, he used to be one of the raiders. He killed people. He did all kinds of horrible things.
All
Because
right.
he lost his daughter, so he lost a lot of his humanity. He got it back, and Ellie helped get a lot of that back. But think about it. They were about to have the cure that would save humanity. And he walked in, and he murdered the doctor, the one person who could save the world. He murdered the doctor so that he could save Ellie because he didn't want to lose his daughter.
Yeah.
Right? So he screwed the rest of the world for that. So it's not just that. Again, he murdered so many people and tortured people when he was with Fireflies and all that other stuff.
Well, you know, there's always that whole saying again: the needs of the many outweigh the means.
Needs
Right.
of the few.
But he didn't care about that.
Yeah.
So-
he went for her because he wanted
Right.
to save her.
So then when Abby and her friends finally track him down, and then he got what he deserved. As much as I like the character, he got what was coming to him, right? It is what it is.
Okay.
And all of these people started tweeting and emailing and everything else. The voice actor for Abby with death threats and stuff. It's a video game, dude.
Yeah. They
Relax.
shouldn't do that. Yeah. Like provide like
You can't. Sorry, I gotta. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
I gotta say this. You can't expect that the voice actor is the same as the real person you're actually playing as.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not he or she is not that person. It's a fictional
Yeah.
story. You know, it's not like I told myself I'm a dragon samurai thing, you know, but that's only a persona. It's meant to be fun. It's not meant to be a real thing. You know, when you mix up mix up fact with fiction, and you're two in that enclosed world, you're out of it. You're out of it, and then it comes to toxic stuff like that, where you actually send death threats
Yeah.
to the actor himself. That's what you know why that actors and actresses, voice or not, you know, are not
on social media.
Yeah, they're leaving social media.
Not
They're
just
getting
social- not just-
protection. They're worried about their families.
because of death threats like
Yeah.
that, and because of the fact that there are fans who are too toxic and we can't tell the difference between fact and fiction. They are becoming too protective about it, and they can't even be friendly with the nice fans.
Yeah.
And
Imagine this. So we're fans of yours, all right? Me and you.
Yeah.
One of us is a bad fan. The other one is a good fan. All right. You got bodyguards. They attack both of them. They don't know each other, but they attack both of them. They get both hurt. All right. One of them is found out to have a death threat or a knife in his back or something. The other one, just a notebook with that he wants you to get your autograph.
right. But they didn't know at first, and they freaked out because two people are coming at the guy. They might.
And all that is due because of the fact that other fans.
One crazy
Yeah.
doofus
Yeah.
ruins it for everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like fans, like guys, you should like it's fine to tell your opinion, but it's like don't be outrageous and do something like that. Let's say like violent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Giving your opinion is one.
Or even make threats. About
Yeah,
it.
or make threats. Yeah.
Giving your opinion on
Shows,
on
projects,
on the
yeah.
story, on the premise, on the plot itself, on the setting. You have every right to do that. You have
Yeah.
every right to be critical, but do not go out there and actually threaten the person's life.
But even when you do your criticism, make it constructive.
Yeah.
Make
Thank
it
you.
make it logical. Don't just say, "Oh, this sucks. They shouldn't do this."
Yes,
Like,
as he's,
why?
as he's right.
Yeah.
Like-
Actually, no, I'm not like that. Actually,
Well, sometimes you're right.
but it's like
I feel like I feel like I'm doing a Z.
yeah.
I feel and like.
Take
that.
your time. Take
yeah.
your time.
No, I was doing impersonation.
Oh, okay. See, so
It's
yeah.
all feelings and it's emotional and you know what I mean.
So now you know how.
And then
he
when we
feels.
say expound on that, a lot of times he can't. He's just going off of how he feels.
Okay, so it's a little. So now we understand how you.
So
feel now.
he's like 70-30, normal guy and crazy fan. You know what I mean? You know,
Mhm.
Peter Parker should never be black. Okay, Peter Parker should be white, but another Spider-Man can be black. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah, we already went over that.
And there's also the Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four that didn't go right because she was adopted. Sue Storm was
Yeah.
adopted.
I mean, I don't think it was that much. I think it was more like the pacing, and they didn't do anything fantastic till towards the end.
Yeah.
Because the cast is good, whatever. They screwed it up,
Yeah.
and
they
it was the
screwed it up.
big blue beam of death in the sky again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, before we end things up, we'd like to announce that one of the things that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, and not just for us, but in terms of entertainment, is they already announced a Jon Snow sequel.
yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be Jon Snow. So winter is coming.
No, winter already passed. Now he's stuck
Yeah.
up there.
No, for us, winter is coming. For Qatar, for you people living in Qatar, it's already here. So that's why most of you are getting sick. Even though it's hot, it's winter now.
One thing we're gonna do next week is something that I thought would be fun. I am going to be a host of a game show, a trivia show, and I am going to ask these guys questions, movies, comics, shows, whatever. They're not going to know, and I'm not going to tell them beforehand. And I'm not going to do it like who buzzes in first. I'm going to do like a certain amount of questions because we don't have buzzers and stuff, so we don't want to overcomplicate it. They'll each get like 25 questions or whatever.
Can we can we do it through phones? I mean, we can
Phones.
we can use our phones as buzzers. I'm sure there's a buzzer app or something,
I mean, if you can set it up and do it that way.
All right, I'll find it for sure.
Okay.
All right,
So
please.
fine, we'll do that. But I'll make like 50 questions because I'm a nerd, and then I'll ask it to them. So if you guys have questions that you would want me to ask, send them to me direct message for an Instagram, the Geeky Amriki, and I will turn them into questions for the trivia show.
Our first collaboration. What? What? I want it to be classy.
Yeah, it's gonna be just like this, and then me talking to them. It'd
Yeah.
be cool once we actually can get a space. Then we can make a setup like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad to at least offer my place for you guys to.
No,
at
it
least,
definitely is nice. But I'm saying like,
I know we need like a proper. I remember when Smosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how you ever saw them.
yeah, I did.
They did a game show segment, and I wanted. You know what? I actually wanted to do that for a long time. It's one of my
dreams or
Yes.
goals.
Yes, it's one of my goals for
Yeah.
Qatartainment to actually bring up a segment like this. Especially for the geeks.
Yeah.
But you gotta have the right settings. So we're gonna do what we got.
this is fine.
All
You know
right.
what I mean?
Should we? Then
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about the settings later.
Yeah.
So make sure we're gonna tag Geeky Amriki in a story later, all right? And we're gonna have and make sure that you send him questions that you want to ask us about literally all kinds of geek trivia, all right? Questions specific like things only, movies, anything in general, Shieldman, everything geek related.
Games, shows, movies, comics, if you want.
Anything that has been covered by like any of the genres that we have covered here in Qatartainment, anything at all.
Even cartoons like
Nothing too biased. You
Yeah.
can't do like Feudal Japan because we know who's going to win that.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, because there was a couple things I said last week, and he looked at me like, huh?
It's not exactly. All right. When he mentioned the Chinese dynasty, I was like all the way out there.
Yeah.
But Feudal Japan is not part of the geek culture, so definitely don't go there.
It is
Wink.
in our geek culture, but
It
you
is
know.
an art.
But not normal people's, not normal.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. Do the outro.
All right, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, I know it's a cliche line. I gotta say it. If you got any questions that you want to put in, make sure to message Geeky Amriki at the Geeky Amriki on Instagram, or put it on the comments below. We'll get.
No, don't do that, because then they'll see them and they can research them. I don't want them to know any of the questions, is the point.
Then only direct the questions to Geeky Enrique on his Instagram, please. We'll put the link for his Instagram below in the comments, and we'll pin it so you guys would know where to find it. All right. So let's yeah, you gotta pin it so that nobody deletes it or anything like that.
No,
comment.
it's not in the comments, because then you can still see it. Direct message.
No. I meant the link to your Instagram.
Oh.
So they can direct message it to you.
Where am I putting this?
No,
In the description.
I'm gonna put it in the comments.
Okay.
The link to your Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, so they can direct message you if they.
Oh,
if
yeah. Okay.
Oh well, I'll set it up.
Yeah, I'll leave it. I wasn't going to take it off or anything.
No, not you. Well, anyway.
Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So again, message Geeky Enrique for the questions. Don't message this guy.
No, message me is fine. I'm very like. What
If you want creepy direct message vibes, message him.
I'm very social. Text me.
Right. And again, this was Single QTR, Geeky Enrique, Aziz the Hobbit. Wishing you guys a lovely evening and a nice weekend. See you all next week. All right.
I was doing that.
Hold on.